Circles, one of the most basic and iconic shapes. But when we compare their dimensions and formulas to polygons like squares or triangles, we see how truly unique this shape really is. Lots of things are circular if you really think about it. We see circles in our everyday lives without even thinking about it, like the tires of a car, plates, the Google Chrome logo, and even the food we eat, like pancakes. Pi is round too. And speaking of pi. Not pie like the food, but pi. It's important. Pi is an irrational number used to calculate the circumference and area of circles. Circumference being basically the perimeter of the circle. You probably know pi's first digits already, being 3.14. If you take pi and all its digits and multiply it by the diameter of the shape, you can find the circumference. The diameter is a straight line that goes from one end of the circle to the other. The radius, which is the measurement you see more often in equations, is half the diameter. The equation most often used for circumference of any given circle is 2 pi times the radius, or just plain old 2 pi r. Anytime you multiply 2 pi by the radius, or pi by the diameter, the circumference is calculated exactly. If you know the circumference, you can find the radius by dividing it by 2 pi. You can also find the diameter by dividing the circumference by just 1 pi. Now to find the area of said circle, you have to use a different formula, being pi times the radius squared, or pi r squared. Anytime you multiply pi by the square of the radius, the area is calculated exactly. You can also work through these equations backwards to find the radius or diameter. Let's talk about pi for a minute. As we've established, pi is used to find measurements of shapes like circles and ovals. Pi was originally discovered by Archimedes, a mathematician from ancient Greece. Today we found up to 2.7 trillion digits of pi. Pi is irrational, so any form of the number other than the symbol is never exact. A lot of the time people will write their answers in terms of pi. What this means is rather than writing out an infinite answer of, say, 6 times pi, you would just write 6 pi. You can write whatever 6 times 3.14 is, but isn't exact. Writing your answer in terms of pi is as exact as you can possibly get. It's a lot easier to leave it that way too, just 6 pi, no complicated decimals or anything like that. That's a lot of information, so let's recap. Circles are everywhere in day-to-day life. Pi is an irrational number with a lot of significance. You can find diameter, radius, circumference, and areas with it, and you can write your answers in terms of pi. That's all I've got to say. Bye!